What's going on, people? It's your boy Clutch Chaos, and welcome back to another Clutch Reacts. Today, we are back with some Maximilian dude. Now, he's basically about to explain what the heck Wavenet is. I recently reacted to a Mortal Kombat collection video where they pretty much completed the list, but at the end of the trailer, they focused on this Wavenet thing, and I saw Noob Saibot do these moves, and you can see like the effects, like the green effects and stuff. I've never seen that before at all. And people in my comment section have been talking about Wavenet, and I'm like, what the heck is Wavenet? I could do my research right now and figure it out, but I'd rather watch a Maximilian dude video. I haven't reacted to this yet. I didn't want to watch it. I wanted to wait for the reaction. Hopefully, he lets me know what the heck this is. If not, then we'll just react to a video of Max. Like, it is what it is. Make sure before we even get started, guys, first of all, like the video. Second of all, watch Max's video first. Show love to the creator first and foremost. Go to his channel, support his channel first. Then come back, watch my stuff. Watch me react to it after. But yeah, so it's called This Was Impossible Wavenet. Let's do it right now. Subscribe to the channel. Transition now.
Because of course. Yeah, there's CRT filters. I think we expected that. Music player. Sprites and character history. That's friggin' sick.
This is fire.
This, bro, that is crazy to me. Seeing Sub-Zero fall down this pit and you can bring his ass back up.
Yo, that's gotta be the best thing they added to that game, yo.
I have seen that screen possibly 700 times, okay? In a variety of different ways. It changes. Like, the background changes. He falls into lava later on and shit. So
that's funny.
I have seen Sub-Zero make that fall so many times, and like, he gets sucked back up.
Hey, yo, chill, Max, chill. That was crazy.
That is really funny.
I've never experienced this, so I'm excited to try this out.
I wanted to make the noise in backwards.
I'm sorry. Okay, please react to this. I need to know.
Dude.
I don't get this part.
That is Noob Saibot. I don't even know if that background is in original UMK3, is it? That is Noob Saibot playable in UMK3 chat.
Yeah,
Not
I need
trilogy,
explanations.
UMK3. This
I
is
need to know why.
Weird version of UMK3 that was literally lost to time. I had to look into this. UMK3 Wavenet. And there's a ketchup and mustard video from a years back. Let's just
Oh my god. We already wait. We are about to react to Max reacting to ketchup and mustard talking about the Wavenet. Yo, I could have just did that. Max, I thought you had the knowledge, Max. You the FGC guru, fam. Pero cógelo suave, mira. My bad. I'll be quiet. Yo, my fault. I'll be
ketchup
quiet.
And mustard. They are, in my opinion,
this is confusing. I know,
the best
guys.
NRS content creators, Mortal Kombat focused guys ever. Let's look at this. So let's realize
he's
how
not wrong.
crazy this version of the game is, because what you just witnessed was, from what I understand, probably the only moving footage we've ever seen of this version of the game.
The Wavenet edition. Your first question is probably, what on earth is Wavenet?
Thank you.
I'm not completely sure of the exact details myself, and this is...
You don't know? Let's keep watching.
One of those subjects that is entirely based on what you can find online. However, I will do my best. The Wavenet version was a special network version of the game that was focused on connecting players online. Players had the choice to play standard offline, just like the original game, but there was also a choice to connect to an online opponent. Standard.
So you were able to play online back then? That's tough. Yo, that is tough. See, man, I wish I was like Max's age at the time when this was coming out. That would have been sick to try out. But I was a youngin', bro. I literally, to be honest, was I even born yet? Who the hell knows? For the guys.
Stuff like
I was born. I was
finding whoever it is you're gonna play.
This isn't that weird. I'm literally in this time frame in the mid 90s. I'm looking at a Sega Saturn Netlink edition. okay, from like 1996. There was also on Genesis, the Genesis online adapter and shit. So these things had been around.
They
like
had
X-Men and
online
things
back
like that.
then?
They just weren't super popular, right?
That's
they
crazy.
were around, and even in arcades, there were some things like this, like Sega Channel type shit, but they never became relatively popular until like the Dreamcast era.
Where from that point,
Wow,
you could
I'm
fight
learning a
against
lot.
somebody
What the
over
hell?
the
I didn't even know
internet.
that.
The story goes, and what can be seen from players at the time, is that it began as regular Mortal Kombat 3. It would eventually be upgraded to Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Okay.
And then, and this is the big one, would receive a new version of the game, technically granting Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 its final revision.
So that's pretty crazy. Made by the developers themselves, the final revision of UMK3 that never saw the light of day, that was only specifically for a super specific arcade version that was made to be played online. Final updated UMK3, which is wild. And from what I understand, there's not even that many notes of what was involved because so few people ever had the experience to play this. There's not even a full comprehensive list of like patch notes of what actually changed from UMK3 to this one.
Wow, so knowing that Wavenet is like a mystery to a lot of people, including Max, is kind of crazy. I thought this video was gonna be Max explaining what the hell that was. So and the fact that there's no footage, there's nothing of this game until we get the game ourselves, we get to experience. And then to find out that the developers actually created like a final version of Ultimate MK3 that never came out to like the public, only to like a certain group of individuals that were a part of this development process, that's insane.
Unseen by anybody that had never played on a Wavenet machine before, which is most people. This version was said to have a decent amount of changes to the gameplay itself.
Like what?
Because we have no footage of it, it entirely has to come down from the word of those that were around in the specific location.
That's crazy.
Some of those changes included Striker's gun infinite being interrupted with an in-game message, Cabal's Nomad Dash had slower startup and it made some kind of loud noise on activation.
Wow.
Even Kung Lao could only perform spin mid-combo a limited number of times. Basically, they did what they could to address the infinites and even nerfed the best character in the game with a slower Nomad Dash. A slower dash, in theory, was a pretty big change considering the utility that it gave Cabal in the first place. But balance wasn't
They made
the
Cabal,
only
they made
thing that the
Cabal
Wavenet
ass.
version had tried to change around. Due to a good chunk of statements on forums from many years ago, this game was the only arcade version of Ultimate MK3 to have Noob Saibot as an official playable character.
Wow,
with
that's
the Teleport
tough.
Slam being listed as a special.
Yeah, and he's not a ninja, he's Kano. You see that? His silhouette is not a traditional MK ninja like you would see in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. In MK Trilogy, I think he is just isn't he a
Like a
reptile-like
no,
in that one?
he's like a
I'm not too sure. I have to go
scorpion
back and
look-alike.
look.
He's
But
like a
anyway,
scorpion
yeah, it's like
look-alike.
Kano Saibot.
So it was a
selection
Kano
of diver
silhouette?
combos.
What the hell?
Although some reports said you needed a combat code to play as
Look,
him,
that's
some say
the
it
real
was
one.
kinda just like playing Human Smoke, but you had to hover over Kano first. Either way, Noob Saibot playable here was a pretty monumental thing for fans of the character, right? So, why didn't this kick off, and why do so many people still have no idea about it? Well, it was only location tested in Chicago and San Francisco. In terms of internet, it supposedly used a pretty expensive line that connected directly
I'm
to
from
Midway's
Jersey.
Chicago
I get it.
headquarters, with an extremely limited location test and the, I suppose, infancy of internet gaming, especially.
This is why it never came out. This is why it was like an idea, but not something that was like able to be commercialized, because you were going to have this unique infrastructure in your arcade or some shit, when the most things that like places had was a copper wire for their 56K modem or a phone line.
Damn, so it was only stationed in Chicago and San Francisco. And it's like Max said, like, there was no way this was going to be possible back then, because the Wavenet was like a specific tool that needed to be placed in a whole bunch of different arcades. There was no way that shit was gonna actually happen. There was no way.
I guess it all must have contributed in some way to things being discontinued. I absolutely do not want to say anything for certainty, because the information on this build of the game, and even the existence of Wavenet in general, is so hard to come by and so difficult to find anything concrete on, that it's impossible to dedicate to any kind of opinion. We just know that once upon a time, there was an exclusive version of Ultimate MK3 with online capability and version-specific changes and
That's
features.
dope. I had no idea
Possibly
that
the
existed.
only time we've ever seen promotional footage involving this thing was that for a split second in a Making of MK Mythologies video, while John Tobias is showing the audience around their little arcade setup, you can see a Wavenet machine with Ultimate MK3 in the shot.
That's crazy.
That is genuinely all I've ever seen of this.
That's it.
If we're talking lost media in Mortal Kombat, this is the absolute finest example, because holy crap, it is one giant mystery.
So, shout out to Ketchup and Mustard. Wonderful video on this.
Shout out to them boys.
Why is this important? So this isn't like some bullshit version of the game. Some like super funky version of Mortal Kombat 3. This was made by like Midway proper, it sounds like. It was made by the original devs, and this thing is like literally like an official version of UMK3 updated that has never seen the light of day.
And this is apparently the final version
collection for the first time ever. The fact that the dudes at Digital Eclipse were able to also dump the information on the board, if that was what it was, or if the dudes at Midway still somewhere somehow had the source code, which they might have. They might have had like legit source code, and they got the source code actually working in this emulation in some way, is still crazy. It's a version of the game that just does not exist. It's just, there's no ports of it.
And now we're gonna get it.
On an arcade
That's
board,
tough.
and that's it. I think this is arguably one of the coolest things I have seen included in a collection of old games. This is the equivalent of Capcom being like, hey, here's Capcom Fighting Collection 2, and we're also throwing in Capcom Fighting All-Stars. Be them being like, hey, so here's Capcom Fighting All-Stars, playable for the first... What the fuck? What? This is that kind of a level of like crazy ass lost.
There's no like proof of this game existing. Like, it was made by the devs. Certain people have it. Certain people had it back then, and it's like a mystery. It's like a myth. It's like, have you ever heard of the Wavenet Mortal Kombat? It's like, whoa, you speaking my language, fam? Talk to me more, fam. Yo, shout out to Max, bro. Shout out to Maximilian, dude, in this video. Shout out to Ketchup and Mustard for the guys. But that's dope, man. Now I know what Wavenet is, and now I'm even more excited for this collection. It's like every time I go back and do videos on this collection, I get more and more excited about this, man. The fact that not even Max knew that this existed, and there's no footage, there's nothing. There's only like a picture and what we saw in the trailer with Noob Saibot did that teleport with the special green effects. That was tough. I'm curious, man. That's definitely going to be one of the first games we play when this collection comes out. I'm excited about it, man. Like I said, guys, show love to the actual creators before you tune into my videos, man. Shout out to Maximilian, dude. Shout out to Ketchup and Mustard. I will leave the link in the description down below to this specific video down below on the damn channel. Subscribe to me. Once you're done subscribing to my boy Max, you come back and you subscribe to me because, hey, I'm showing you love. I'm showing you the fans love. Frida, guys. I think we all learned something here today about Wavenet. And shout out to the people in my comment section that talked to me about the Wavenet, that mentioned it to me. Because they definitely knew a hell of a lot more than I did. And that's it, man. Cue the music and Frida, guys. Peace.